Hi and welcome to my channel. In today's video I will talk about what I recommend buying and absolutely do not recommend buying when you first start to knit, and some hacks to keep the cost low in general. For knitting needles, I recommend buying 3 sets of circular needles. You do not need the straight needles. You will not use them, I promise. For the length of needles, buy 2 that is at least 80 centimeters, with one being at least one size smaller than the other. The reason why you should have one in a smaller size is to make ribbed edges like this, as it will look a lot neater and more professional. And you want this to be an 80 centimeter size, because then you can use a magic loop technique instead of buying multiple smaller sets. The 40 centimeter needle is not completely necessary, but it's really handy to make knitting a bit easier for smaller projects like scarves and arms of a sweater, and it should be the same size as your thickest 80 centimeter needle. And if you are a beginner, I strongly recommend starting with a 6mm needle or a 7mm needle, because it's a lot faster to knit with for your first project. For references, I knitted this sweater with the 7mm needle. But if you're not on a budget, I strongly recommend investing in an interchangeable needle set, as it's really handy when you progress. But if you want to use a specific kind of yarn, it says on the label which size is recommended. As for which yarn you should use, I made a whole other video about that, which I strongly recommend you check out after watching this one. You should also have some sort of a marker. This can be a knitting marker, but it's not necessary to buy, in my opinion, as a first-time knitter, because you can use an earring or make a marker out of a different color yarn than what you're using. Whatever fits around your needle can serve as a marker, so you don't need to buy one. However, you should have a sewing needle that is bigger than your average size needle, I guess, to sew in loose threads at the end of a project. If you are on a budget, I have a hack for you if you already have a needle you can use, but it's a bit too small. As for other things you need, you of course need a scissor. Whatever you have lying around the house is completely fine. Do not buy a fancy one, you don't need it. You also need some measuring tape. Again, whatever you have is completely fine, do not buy a new one. And that's it for what you'll need, but I also have some recommendations for your first projects as well. At the end of my master knitting class, I will make a free tutorial on how to make this sweater as your first project, because it's so pretty and easy and beginner friendly. But most importantly, find a project that you really want to make. If you are on a budget, you can find free and pretty patterns really easily. Many creators are posting theirs here, but also I would recommend actually checking out your local library and their website. Mine has lots of super cool patterns and even some online. You don't need to buy patterns, but if you do, it's so nice of you to support the creators you like. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and I will answer as quickly as I can. Bye!